Hello, it's Diana Marchand from dianamarchand.com and Raw Foods Made Simple, and welcome to my video. I help women live healthy, happy, passion-filled lives. So how to do that is also, of course, with your mindset and doing what you love, but also in what you eat. So eating a nice, clean diet full of nutrient-dense foods that are lower in calories but high in nutrients, so that you really boost your energy, start to shed the weight, feel your best, get rid of the bloating, the blahs, all of that type of stuff. So what we're going to work with today is kale salad. I'm going to show you how to make the perfect kale salad, and because it is so easy and it's so nutritious, and there are a few tricks. So what we started with, I know this is cutting off my head, I'm getting a high counter soon. So I had some kale, and the best kale to use in kale salads is the curly kale. The curly kale. This is organic, so please use organic if you fresh greens for sure, okay? So you wash it. So I usually rinse it in like a colander. I take all the stems off, and then I spin it in a salad spinner, and this is one of the greatest buys. Get a salad spinner, spin, spin, spin. So this is now just the leaf of the kale. And another trick is to put a paper towel or white towel the bottom of your salad spinner. Put the basket on top, that way it absorbs some more moisture. You don't want your kale to get all wet because it will go bad faster. And if you're storing kale in the fridge, store it in a plastic bag or something, not just on its own, because it will really wilt on its own. But this is kind of the best way to do it, in a salad spinner. And if you're going to store it after this, put a paper towel in a bag, throw it in a bag, wrap it up, throw it in your fridge, and that will last for a long time. Okay, on we go. So you are going to grab a handful of the kale leaves, scrunch them all up in your hand. Cutting board, like I said, this is really low, sorry. And you're gonna hold and scrunch that kale while you cut it into small pieces, because kale is so fibrous that you don't want it too big chunks of it. For one, it's gonna be so hard to chew and take so long. You're gonna swallow pieces whole. Really, you want to chew it till it's liquid, which you can do that. But so the best, you can break it down to begin with at the beginning, all the better. So I'm just cutting it in smaller pieces here. So here's a batch of of kale that's chopped into small pieces. That's what you want to do. You want to crunch the kale, smush it, break it down, break down the fibers in the kale, get it into smaller pieces so it's easier to chew. And then, of course, one of the best things you want to do with kale is you might hear people say wilt it or soften it. And see if you hear, see, you can hear it just crunch. So a fast and easy way, if you're going to use a different type of dressing, is to throw a little bit of salt on kale, massage it with your hands. You can even put a little bit of olive oil, massage the kale with the salt and the olive oil. You leave it for a few minutes, it will wilt, it will get nice and soft. That's when you want to eat it. You don't really want to start eating it right now. But we're going to do a specific dressing for you today, an avocado dressing, which is great. And this avocado dressing you can flavor any way you want. You can add chili powder into it, you can add curry powder into it, whatever you want to do. So I was going to make this for lunch, and I seriously decided to just do this video very quick for you because I was going to do this anyways. So I pre-cut today. I cut up some veggies for the salad. And so you're going to make sure you cut your kale up, right? So that's in the bowl. So I always believe that you have your veggies prepped in the fridge. You have salad ingredients ready to go. You can grab them and put them in a salad, or you can use them in a saute or to cook. So it makes it very fast and easy to eat. Here's a thing I did the other day when I was making a salad. I make a lot of the veggies, throw them into different containers. Keep your greens separate because the greens will wilt and go bad. Separate. But these veggies, like this is purple cabbage, bell pepper, celery, green onions. These will stay pretty good in a container. So then all I have to do is throw them in. So there's my kale. But I also cut up some more green onions today because I forgot I had this. And tomatoes I love. I have radishes, bell pepper, and some purple cabbage. Okay, so we have our kale in our bowl. Now for the sauce. So here's an avocado. I cut it in half. It's really beautifully ripe. The best way to get the flesh out is to just score the avocado with a sharp little knife. and squish it a little bit. And then you just take a spoon and you just scoop out the middle. These stems, my compost pail. This avocado's perfect. Just starting to turn a bit brown. So you're just going to scoop out. And then we got the avocado in here, and so we're just going to mash it around a bit. And then I'm going to make a simple dressing. Like I said, right now is where you can choose to put different flavors in it. Lemon juice, so you want it to break it down. You want the citrus to break it down, the acid, I should say. Now, I'm not measuring. Start with little. Don't go throwing in 3 tablespoons or 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Start with a little, add more to taste. You're going to be tasting a lot until you really get used to exactly how much to throw in. I don't measure anymore. Measuring actually will screw me up. I get confused. So start with a little. You can always add more. Cumin. I love the flavor of cumin. But like I said, this is when you can flavor it with chili powder if you want, or curry powder. I'm using a bit of cumin and salt and pepper. The salt's almost out. I use Himalayan pink salt, pepper. You can also just use this salt, pepper, lemon juice, and some nutritional yeast. Really, really good, just on its own too. I'm going to add a little bit of Bragg's. Now, coconut aminos is the best to use. Happens to give me a headache. I don't know why. I don't know why. So I still use a bit of Bragg's or tamari. So I'm out of my tamari right now, so I'm using a bit of Bragg's. Okay, so we're making the avocado dressing. So I added the lemon juice, a bit of Bragg's, the cumin, and salt and pepper. And I'm just mixing it up. Now, of course, we're going to keep tasting, right? It's pretty much really good. I like it. That's how you get really used to putting the right amount of everything. And when you do it a few times, right? Practice makes perfect. So now what you want to do is, yes, this dressing is super thick and chunky, but that's okay, because how you're going to work with this kale salad is you're going to just scoop some on the dressing. Now, always, of course, start with less. You can always add more. You're going to get your hands in there and get really dirty and mush it around. And this, it's really messy. This helps to soften the kale, because it's going to start to wilt a bit too, right? And then it gets the dressing. It's a fast and easy way to get all the dressing around on the kale. And with the kale being cut up smaller, it also works much better. So this is a lot of dressing on this. You can put as much as you want. Oopsie. I find kale salad does need a little bit more dressing, because the kale absorbs the liquid. It just sucks it all up. And it will get dry. My fingers. I'm going to go wash these in the sink here. Okay, so we've got, this is just a small one, the kale mixed up with the dressing, the avocado dressing. And now we can put the fixings in it. Like I said, I was going to use all these nicely chopped up ones, but I already have this pre-made. So I'm going to do this. I'm just going to pour some of this in. Maybe a couple of little more onions. And I love tomatoes in my kale salad. Because like I said, kale tends to be a little on the drier side. So I love something that has more moisture, and that's tomatoes. So tomatoes. And then I cut up some good radishes. I'm loving radishes lately. I don't know why. They're kind of spicy. Okay, and then it's just mushing this in. I just love kale salads, but I have had kale salads where they don't wilt the kale, they don't soften it, and I don't think they realize they should. And then it's just so tough and dry and chewy and gets stuck in my teeth. And that's why I like avocado dressings or oil-based dressings for even cashew-based dressings, raw dressings for kale salad, because it really needs that. It really needs the oil. It really needs a thick, hearty dressing. And now something like this will store in your fridge. That's great about kale salads. You can have them in there for probably about 3 days and they'll still be good. Yeah. So you can make a huge batch and take it for work every day or whatever. Take it on the run. So I'll just show you what this looks like. This is a good size for one person. I probably won't eat it all, but... And I'm going to add a few more tomatoes, a little bit more of this. Doesn't look perfect, but anyways, you'll get the idea. And another thing you can add, here's my nutritional yeast, high in B vitamins. complete protein. I'm just going to sprinkle that on top. I love nutritional yeast. Anyways, like I said, this doesn't look perfect, but whatever. There's my kale salad. It's nice and ready to eat. And if I let this sit for a couple hours in the fridge or something, it'll even soften even more, and get and be really good. So there's how to make the perfect kale salad, from preparing your kale to making the dressing to go on it to storing it. So make sure you store it nice in a glass container with a lid on it in the fridge, and you can take some to work. You can make a big batch. I hope that helped you. Have a fantastic day. Remember to follow me or subscribe to me on YouTube, Diana Marchand, my Facebook page, Raw Foods Made Simple, and of course my new site, dianamarchand.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.